Hey, NND world, we're
We're
here.
back,
hmm
back talking about important stuff.
Yeah, important stuff.
Today, what is it? So, you prepared a topic for us for today?
Yeah, I did. And today we're going to be touching a little on relationships and mental health, right?
One of my favorite topics.
Yes. And firstly, I want to ask this statement. I'm going to put this statement on the screen, but I'm going to ask you, right? Is this statement true? People
Oh,
who.
we're going straight into it? All right,
All right.
let's go.
So, people who are more socially connected to family, friends, and their community are happier, physically healthier, and live longer with fewer mental health problems than people who are less connected. Is that a true statement?
Yes. Yes, and I'll tell you why. Humans are social creatures, right? We need connections. We need the social aspects of that. We need relationships. Now, quality over quantity, right? The quality of the relationships matter, right? So it's better to have a few good, healthy, nourishing relationships than to have a bunch of people around us that are don't align with our views, don't share our opinions. Never mind the hot word toxic relationships, right? But toxic relationships are all of those relationships. So yes, connections, community, family, it's all important because it helps us to be seen and heard, and that is the what we're wired for. We need to be seen, we need to be heard, we need to feel. That's how we feel alive, that's how we feel well. Find your people, make sure they're good, make sure they're nourishing to your heart and your mind, and that you have that
Now, the
good
next
structure
question
around you.
I want to ask is since we're on the topic of mental health, right?
In
And
relationships.
relationships. So, question that many viewers would like to know, I'm sure, is how do you know your relationship is hurting your mental health? Viewers would like to know that.
Well, again, I would ask myself, is this relationship good to me? How do I feel if before I see the person, before I engage with that person, how do I feel at peace? Do I feel calm? Do I feel happy? Do I it takes a lot of practice too. It takes a lot of coming back to ourselves and
Okay. So, with that said, is mental health a reason to break up?
well, um
Mm. That's a tough one, huh?
yeah, because people don't just break up. It's not that easy to break up. But and what do you mean when you say mental health? Well, if you're not feeling good in a relationship and breaking up is an option, then you can do that. If there's abuse in a relationship, and you can leave and you have options, then yes, you can leave.
Options. When you say options, you're talking about.
Safe place to be, financial support, mental support, literally somewhere to go to be safe. Right, this gets tricky because some people, right, that's their coping strategy. That's their defense mechanism to leave, right? Which
Mhm.
will go in a minute, but do the work. Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself how do I feel in this relationship? What is going on? Um, what's happening to me? Is this relationship mirroring any other unhealthy relationships that I have? Can I, is it accountability? Is it, can I do something about it to fix it? Can I do um, things, can I make things better? Can we talk about these things? Can we communicate? Is there understanding? Is there love? Is there care, right? Do I feel seen? Do I feel heard? Um, if all these questions are, shows you that, well, maybe I'm not in the right place, then you can figure out what you want to do about it. And again, it's our relationship with ourselves first, and then what else is happening with the other
So I
person.
remember when we were dating during the course of, the first few months of our relationship, you sent me um, something to read, and it was about attachment styles.
Yes, some
And
fun at parties.
yes, and I remember reading about attachment style, and I found it very, very interesting. And I also became very defensive because I was saying, oh, maybe I was trying to figure out which assessment style I was, you know.
Yeah, you were sure you were secure.
Yeah, I was sure I was
And
secure.
that's it's okay, because that's, I think everybody wants to think that. I think
Yes.
it's very protective.
Mhm.
It's also attachment styles are established very, very young, like very, very young.
Okay, before we get in that, let's just tell them. We're going to tell you guys. I want to put it on the screen. Four attachment styles, right? The first one is a secure attachment style. Then you have the anxious, ambivalent, the disorganized, and you have the avoidant, right? So, what are attachment styles?
So attachment styles is basically how we're, I get how we're attached to people, right? How we see a relationship, and attachment styles can be very, very unconscious, right? Unless we look at it and we know about it, right, we're not gonna know how to recognize it, right? Attachment styles are established very, very young, very,
Yes,
very young.
yes.
At right, um, as soon as we are born, right? So we can't say, oh, when I was 2 months, I felt this and that, but we don't remember that, but the body remembers, right?
Very
The
interesting.
body remembers, the mind remembers. So we may not even know why we act or react the way we do, right? Attachment styles speak to the level of comfort in relationships, trust in relationship, protection.
Okay, so we have dived a little bit into attachment style. We have spoken about the four attachment style. We did not go in details and explain what each attachment style is and how it affects an individual. However, in subsequent podcasts, we can in part three, I think we're gonna talk more about attachment styles.
Yeah, attachment style is a very interesting topic, a very interesting concept to be open to, understand, and then work on it. And in the world, if you find this helpful, if you find this new, if you find this helpful to other people, please, 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 we appreciate your support. We appreciate you hearing us and giving us the chance to talk about these things. If you find value in this, please, 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 please
Subscribe, comment, share the video,
share it.
tell a
Share
friend
it.
to tell a friend. It's very important, and it means a lot to us that we can speak on these issues, and it might help someone. Maybe you.
Mhm. And I just want to add that this is the work I do with my patients in my one-to-one sessions, and I love bringing it to more people. I want people to have access to this. I want people to know this. I think it's time to make this world a better place, and I think it starts. I don't think it starts with the relationship that we have with ourselves and the relationships we have with others. And once we know better, we're gonna do better, and we'll understand ourselves more, and then we can be available to other people.
So we'll see you next week, same time.